If you have invested seriously in crypto, this video is going to be critical for you, especially for the next 3 to 4 months. Why? Look at what is happening in the stock market side. It is concerning. Look at the way it's dropping. Look at NASDAQ. The first one was Dow Jones, and right now you're looking at NASDAQ. You're watching something starting. And that's something when you go on a macro kind of shows you're failing after a retest of the previous high. And look at the RSI. It kind of gives you the idea which direction this is going. But you need to know which direction crypto is going, which direction this is going to move on to. Because if you understand there is opportunity in few assets in the crypto market, not all assets, few assets. You need to be in the right ones and you need to make sure you're well positioned to take that ride. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where the normal retail guys learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. We've actually gone through a lot of different stuffs, but understand one point. Earlier today, we were kind of having this discussion within the group saying, okay, we're going to drop back down to retest this level, to test these guys, they're stuck there on the short term. But usually the market go back down, giving them an opportunity to move out. So yeah, it did happen. The price did drop. And I was like, okay, if we are not breaking that support at that point, most likely we're going to bounce back higher. Now, look at what's happening in this direction of the price action. We're trying to bounce off, which is true because I'm like, okay, if that's happening, now you should be asking the primary question, which you should be asking is, okay, where is this happening? This is the short-term trend which we are focusing on. But on the macro, this is what we are looking at, this highlighted zone. What does that mean? That's happening on a macro trend line support. So you do have upside, and we are not talking about, a macro run up, crazy run up. We are talking about a decent ROI structure. But keep this in mind, Bitcoin running up makes a lot of difference. This is the short-term structure which Bitcoin is making. Remember, I've told you guys, 26,400 was the key level which we had to defend. We did defend that level exactly. I'm like, okay, that's great. While we were somewhere close to 27,400, 27,500, I was like, okay, we'll actually come back down. And when we come back down, watch this level. Right now, when you're looking at that, yes, you're getting the idea. See here, it's the price action showing you that it's trying to push a double bottom. Then you go looking at RSI structure so that you won't know where the bull stands. So you're zooming into an hourly chart, and that kind of shows you an idea, okay, bulls are trying to break higher, which is important because you want to know the price is going in the direction where bulls are running on to. That's where you get a massive run to the upside or higher momentum. Now, the key point here is like when the stock market is dropping crazy. Remember, this Bitcoin chart is on a daily, and the daily chart for NASDAQ looks somewhat like this. That's crazy. Last few days have been, a carnage in the stock market. Let it be the Dow Jones, let it be the NASDAQ. You know what's happening there. It's breaking through key levels and it's showing you a lot of issue. So what the hell is happening? Why crypto is not dropping along with the stock market? This is going to be a key range to know, because if you actually see stock market breaking through the critical long-term areas, you will be confused. Now, yes, we'll have to look at multiple occasions throughout the history. We have done that. And when we come back to that analysis, we understand the fact that, okay, major support is here. It's not bad, but we still have a long way to go to reach that level of major resistance and support. If we break that, that becomes a resistance, but most likely we're going to come to that level. Can crypto withstand that pressure and move to the upside? This is understood directly from the market. You're going to look at the market. You want to make sure you understand what the market is saying. You understand what market participants, the financial institutions, are kind of showing you. And that is where something important is coming up. Like you have these trends every now and then while this asset was correcting down. And when you break that, you go up. That has been the same for some time in Bitcoin. So if this is what we are watching, yeah, we usually do all these crazy stuff, but then eventually we go back up. Now, the point here is look at the volume side. You don't actually have a lot of volume participating here. So when stock market drops, yes, it's negative on one side, but think about this. You have some money in stock market. You're watching critical levels being broken, so most likely if you have what it takes to be in the stock market as a respected technical analyst, or say you have someone looking after your trades, you have someone giving you all the charts, and you're like, okay, that doesn't look good, let me move out. What will you do with that money? Say you use for dry powder in commodities, real estate, but you also will see some of it coming back into crypto market because it's trending higher. It's trending higher from like last 7-8 months. So that kind of gives you an idea where we stand. And that's one of the primary reasons why you're watching crypto market still bouncing up even when the stock market is getting hit hard. Because if you actually go on a same structure, say a weekly or a monthly, and compare what's happening in the stock market to crypto market, there's a huge difference. Last few weeks, say 3-4 weeks, we have been slow, and then we are trying to bounce back up to the upside. Great. Whereas you go into the weekly chart of the stock market, so this is Dow Jones. What you're watching is like, say, all the way from 24th July, you're watching the price dropping. So you got the August, you got the September. It's been 2 months since it's been dropping hard. But crypto is not dropping with it. That's the bullish part. That's the most bullish part. Why? There is a macro shift happening. I mean, be careful here. This is US based stock market, which is showing you that things are actually changing pretty quickly and it's actually going much, much worse. And then it's also the international financial side of things where you actually get all this happening. This is Indian banking index. I'm like, that doesn't really look a long bull. You had all these patterns in the history and we know how it all ended. Massive crashs actually come in through that. Great. So if that's about to break to the downside, yes, something in the financial structure is being changed. There is some huge incoming crash already starting in that field. So in stock market, you're watching some companies still going up. Whether it's in Indian, whether it's in Russian, you're actually watching some of these companies grinding higher. So market is reallocating their money from which of these assets they think is about to shift to the downside. Say you go into a crypto, which is one of the bullish stuff here. A lot of people I know is absolutely bullish on this asset. Now, as a fundamental token, I would say it is heavily bullish, but let's be reasonable. Look at this. We have been talking about this asset while it was hovering around this range of 100. And I gave you the idea from that time. I'm watching like this is putting in lower highs each and every time. That doesn't look good, right? I've been giving you guys what I was thinking. And I was saying each bounce is take profit, move out. Now it's at 89. That doesn't look a lot good. It broke to the downside. So a retest and a rejection is going to be crazy. You're looking for a buying opportunity somewhere around 45, 48, 50. You get that range. That means even though the fundamental is heavy, even though a lot of other payment assets like XRP, XLM, XDC, they're trending higher, this is not. Why? Same story. That's what you want to look for. If the market is saying that I like this asset, I'm buying this asset, I'm trending higher, don't go against it. That's exactly where XRP is at right now. Whether it's the short-term pattern, whether it's the medium to long-term direction, it's all looking bullish. We've shared a lot of different structures, long-term structures in the Patreon. And I'm like, okay, that's heavily bullish. Some of them is simple, the basic idea. And I really want you guys to understand that. Now, I won't go into heavy details, but I would just give you guys the basic idea that you only have to look at one thing. You need to understand the fact that we have actually broken this range and we have actually completed this. Historically speaking, once you increase your momentum, you go nuts. The price action go nuts. So there are few assets in the market showing you this is more than likely to go to the upside. Now, opportunities is what we want to see. If this area is going to be the reaccumulation zone, just like what we have seen in the 2021 run up, it can come down and then go up. But those who buy these assets during the accumulation or reaccumulation tends to make the higher amount of return. If you go back into the engine, if you have focused on this asset for a long period of time, you already know what happened in this asset. When all the others were trending lower, this asset was trending higher. That was crazy. And that's the primary reason why that went up. And in between, just as we talked about in the maker, you got a double top structure showing, are we going the other direction? What happens? You consolidate in that area, you go up, boom. So this is something which is happening in the market in a lot of different assets right now. So if you are focusing well enough, you're going to see a lot of assets bouncing higher. This is going to go back up. Great. That's going to be a 100% move opportunity. All that is cool. But we are talking about 10, 15, 20, 30, 40x in different assets. Some even shows like 50 to 100x, 200x. Big numbers. But that is kind of outliers of the market. That's not what we are focusing on. The focus here is to avoid assets which are still trending lower and to be in the assets which are going up. So when the stock market is moving down and the sentiment is going negative, you really don't want to be in the assets for long term, which actually is trending lower along with this. You want an uncorrelated asset in the crypto market and more likely uncorrelated with the stock market. That's going to be hard to find, but there are a few 10, 15 assets which are actually doing this. If you just take the last 2 months and look at what's happening in the stock market, what's happening in the crypto market, you actually get to see few of these assets are uncorrelated. That's where your opportunity actually is. You need to actually focus on that. And if you are looking for that kind of things, I'm actually being regular, going through everything, giving you guys the right idea here in the Patreon. If you want to have that on your side, look at this link. It's given in the description below. So guys, if you receive value, please do smash that like button for me. That supports the channel a lot. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.